Before we get started, I just want to apologise for how badly filmed the first part of this video is. You have to understand, I had a little baby crawling around and I had a dog crawling around, and neither of them would let my camera be, so I had to place it on a tripod on the far side of a baby gate in our kitchen, which is why you can only really see things from like the chest up for a lot of this. But what are you going to do? This is going to be an unboxing and review of the Cross Zest pushchair, which we just bought. This review is no doubt going to be repeatedly interrupted by both my son and my dog, who are going to be assisting us with this review. Always just down there. Right, this was £100 from Mothercare. It's got extremely good reviews, which is why we went for it. And it will take a baby up to 25 kilos, whereas most pushchairs only go up to like 15 kilos apparently, so you'll get better value for money out of it. Let's get on with the unboxing and have a look at the contents. Right. Cardboard. So this weighs 6.4 kilos when it's out of the box, which is reasonably light. I have a dog down here as well. Get away, Sarah. Get away. Right, okay. This was a rain cover, I guess. Comes with a rain cover. The sunshade. This has a super long, extendable sunshade that covers the whole of the seat, and the seat reclines back a nice long way, so you should be able to get baby down for naps in it. That's the idea, anyway. Not our baby, maybe your baby. He doesn't nap in chairs. Oh, we're making a nice mess down there, girl. Oh, down. Okay. Here is the chair, light enough to hold. So this comes with a shoulder strap, which I think is a pretty unusual feature. That's quite handy. Okay, and right, so to pop it up, I believe, put your foot there. Nope, you do a handle thing, or is that? Oh, that's right, there's a clip here that holds it all together. And then you have your chair. Have a look at the sunshade. In fact, I don't have to get rid of these dogs because you've been too much. Sarah, out you go. Out you go. Go! Go away. Go away. Go away. That's better. She's a very irritating dog. And now she can be irritating from the hallway. Okay, so we've got this all put together properly now. Excuse the mess. My son's been playing with his toy eggs. What do you think, boy? Is it alright? Yeah, so let's run through a look around. So currently we have the sunshade in normal mode. There's a zip here. You take it off. And then it goes into super extendy mode. There's a clip on the back here that you pinch. And let me take the sunshade up. And then it will go all the way back like that, so you can have a nice little lie down. Okay, you can go into the chair. Okay, let's do the collapse now. So you put the brake on first before really have an accident there. Okay, so to collapse it, you hit a handle at the side, and then you lift this part up, and then it folds over, and then you're done. So that takes like 1 second to collapse. And there's this big clip that holds it all together. That was the Silver Cross Zest pushchair. So that was the unboxing video. I speak to you now probably a month later, and I have some experienced use of the chair, so I thought I'd pass on my findings. We have been on 2 trips with this chair. We've been to Germany and we've been to Spain, and both of those trips were in extremely hot weather. So here are some of the things that we found. So all the comparisons that I do in here will be against our main pushchair, which is a Mamas and Papas Solar 2, which is an excellent chair, I think, by the way. So folding it and unfolding it, once you get the hang of it, it's dead easy to do. The fact it's got that shoulder strap so that you can pop it on your shoulder and use your hands after it's folded is a real great feature. We bought a bag to put it into so that when you go on the plane, you can fold your chair up, pop it in the bag, and when they whack it in the hold, it's not going to get scuffed or have stuff spilt in it or what have you. Which, in general terms, when we've travelled before, we've used the big pushchair. Again, we had a bag for that one, but you had to check that in the oversized luggage, and it was a bit of a pain. With the small chair, it was really easy to push it right up to the door of the plane, and then they dump it out at the other end, and you can pop him back in the chair. Yeah, really good. Very happy with that. So applying and disengaging the brake can be a little bit fiddly, particularly when you're wearing sandals, because you have to kick it up. So sometimes we ended up leaning over to lift the brake up with our hands. Not a show-stopping problem, but an observation. So the seat, when it reclines all the way back, was great for naps. Typically speaking, our baby has never been great at sleeping in a pushchair, but on our travels he just got so tired that he would pass out in it, and he'd do a good couple of hours naps in the chair, which we loved. Underneath the chair, you've got the cargo space in the basket, which is really surprisingly good. I'd say you can actually fit more in this than you can on our big chair, which is surprising. The sunshade, which you'll remember once you unzip it extends all the way forward, was great because we were in lots of very powerful sun, particularly in Spain. It was like 45 degrees. It didn't cover his legs, so we were covering his legs in factor 50, but they still got nice and tanned. But yeah, we didn't have to worry that he was being dazzled by the sun all the time as we were pushing him around. A slight criticism is that the harness clasp is difficult to put together, because you clip in one side, but you have to have the button pressed in to clip in the next side, so the first side can pop out again. Again, this isn't a show-stopping problem. This is just a minor inconvenience. So when you put stuff on the back of it, like your change bag or your coat or what have you, it is surprising how much can go on the back of this chair before it topples over backwards. Although obviously you do have to be careful when lifting baby out that you don't have something too heavy on there and the whole thing flies over backwards. But they must have it counterbalanced quite well. Obviously it's a much smaller, thinner chair than our Solar 2, so fabulous in shops and other small areas. Even in our hallway at home that you'll have seen in my video, you can leave the chair in the hallway and still walk past it, which is super useful. So we've come back from our travels, and the Zest is still getting a bunch of use. Our little boy is starting nursery very soon, so this is going to be his conveyance to get to nursery, because there's like a lock-up shed where mums and dads can leave their prams behind for the day. But obviously if you're leaving the great big non-collapsible pram, you end up consuming a great deal of space. So with this one we can collapse it down, and they've got special pegs to hang your umbrella fold chair on, which is going to be great. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. So like, in conclusion, very good chair. I would say I've only got experience of 2 pushchairs in my whole life, the Solar 2 and the Zest. I think they're both great. I saw a lot of other umbrella fold pushchairs as we were going around, and generally speaking I could see stuff about them that I didn't like just by glancing at them. So it's not the cheapest chair in the world. I think we got ours for like £100 with some money off, which I consider to be extremely good value. And yeah, certainly travelling with this, like travelling on the train, getting in taxis, it's another worthwhile observation. Getting to and from the train station we were taking a taxi, so we had a rucksack, we had a car seat which was in a car seat bag, we had like a holdall, and we had the pushchair. But once the pushchair was secured in its bag, just throwing it all in the back of a black cab was real easy to do, so we could travel with enough stuff for a week, no particular issues. Yeah, I think that pretty much concludes it. Hope you found this review useful. Feel free to let me know if you did.